Cultural history. The culture of Africa is varied and manifold, consisting of a mixture of countries with various tribes depicting their unique characteristic and trait from the continent of Africa. It is a product of the diverse populations that inhabit the continent of Africa and the African diaspora. Generally, culture can be defined as a collective mass of distinctive qualities belonging to a certain group of people. These qualities include laws, morals, beliefs, knowledge, art, customs, and any other attributes belonging to a member of that society. Culture is the way of life of a group of people. Africa has numerous ethnic nationalities, all with varying qualities such as language, dishes, greetings, dressing, dances, and music. However, each of the regions of Africa share a series of dominant cultural traits which distinguish various African regional cultures from each other and the rest of the world. For example, social values, religion, morals, political values, economics, and aesthetic values all contribute to various African cultures. Expressions of culture are abundant within Africa, with large amounts of cultural diversity being found not only across different countries, but also within single countries. Even though within various regions the cultures are widely diverse, they are also, when closely studied, seen to have many similarities. For example, the morals they uphold, their love and respect for their culture, as well as the strong respect they hold for the aged and the important, i.e., kings and chiefs. Colonial boundaries are reflected in the modern boundaries between contemporary West African states, cutting across ethnic and cultural lines, often dividing single ethnic groups between two or more states. In contrast to most of Central, Southern, and Southeast Africa, West Africa is not populated by Bantu-speaking peoples. West Africa and Early Stone Age. West African populations were considerably mobile and interacted with one another throughout the population history of West Africa. Acheulean tool-using archaic humans may have dwelled throughout West Africa since at least between 780,000 BP and 126,000 BP, Middle Pleistocene. During the Pleistocene, Middle Stone Age peoples, e.g., Iwo Eleru people, possibly Aterians, who dwelled throughout West Africa between MIS 4 and MIS 2, were gradually replaced by incoming Late Stone Age peoples, who migrated into West Africa, as an increase in humid conditions resulted in the subsequent expansion of the West African forest. West African hunter-gatherers occupied Western Central Africa, e.g., Shum Laka, earlier than 32,000 BP, dwelled throughout coastal West Africa by 12,000 BP, and migrated northward between 12,000 BP and 8,000 BP as far as Mali, Burkina Faso, and Mauritania. Roundhead figure wearing a Barbary sheep-styled mask during the Holocene. Niger-Congo speakers independently created pottery in Ouagadougou, Mali, the earliest pottery in Africa, by at least 9400 BCE, and along with their pottery, as well as wielding independently invented bows and arrows, migrated into the Central Sahara, which became their primary region of residence by 10,000 BP. The emergence and expansion of ceramics in the Sahara may be linked with the origin of Roundhead and Kel Essouf rock art, which occupy rock shelters in the same regions, e.g., Djedo, Akakus, Tadrart. Hunters in the Central Sahara farmed, stored, and cooked undomesticated Central Saharan flora, underwent domestication of antelope, and domesticated and shepherded Barbary sheep. After the Kel Essouf period and Roundhead period of the Central Sahara, the pastoral period followed. Some of the hunter-gatherers who created the Roundhead rock art may have adopted pastoral culture, and others may have not. As a result of increasing aridification of the Green Sahara, Central Saharan hunter-gatherers and cattle herders may have used seasonal waterways as the migratory route taken to the Niger River and Chad Basin of West Africa. In 2000 BCE, Thearoye, woman, also known as the Venus of Thearoy, may have been the earliest statuette created in sub-Saharan West Africa. It may have particularly been a fertility statuette, created in the region of Senegambia, and may be associated with the emergence of complexly organized pastoral societies in West Africa between 4000 BCE and 1000 BCE. Though possibly developed as early as 5000 BCE, Nsibidi may have also developed in 2000 BCE, as evidenced by depictions of the West African script on Icom monoliths at Icom, in Nigeria. Migration of Saharan peoples south of the Sahelian region. resulted in seasonal interaction with and gradual absorption of West African hunter-gatherers, who primarily dwelt in the savannas and forests of West Africa. In West Africa, which may have been a major regional cradle in Africa for the domestication of crops and animals, Niger-Congo speakers domesticated the helmeted guinea fowl between 5500 BP and 1300 BP. Domestication of field crops occurred